Okay, so today is Tuesday, right? With these restocks, I don't know if it's Tuesday or Friday or the first day of the month. Like, I don't know. It's Tuesday, restocks. We gotta do this all over again tomorrow. You guys know that, right? It's just amazing. It's fun. Right, Melissa? It's so fun.
We need a day between the first of the month.
Jesus Christ, yes, we do. And you know what?
The last of the month. Like, we need a
Tomorrow, we can't. We just can't. There's no, with Saya, here's the thing. With Saya, it's like team no days off. Like, this momentum, we have to take advantage of it, and we gotta do the best we can. I tell you, it pays off in ways that you can't even imagine. So I tell you guys, oh, hi, Paige. I didn't know you were there. Hello. We were chatting this morning, so it's like, whoa, what? Hey. So it's, I don't know if you guys watched the video that I did before, but I'm like, I don't even know what to answer you guys other than it's going to be okay, because I really mean it. And it's not something to like dismiss the concerns or the frustration or anything like that, but it's just like, this has happened before, and we get over it. Like, they do things to make sure that we're moving forward and things work smoothly. But so it's like, I don't even know what else to say. So I went live and I just showed the video that Zach was, like the answers that he was sharing on the Zaya family live page, Instagram page. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that, go watch it. That's really cool. The one thing that I do want to highlight is the fact that they are going to have more control within the corporate office. When it comes to, there's issues, they don't depend, you know how frustrating it is when you want to solve an issue, but you don't have, it's not under your control. So apparently from the changes they're making and the huge investment they've made, they are going to have control in the corporate office. So that's cool. And they're bringing in, now and actually the guy starts tomorrow. He's been working already in the office, but starting tomorrow officially, we have a VP of technology. That's gotta be a pretty big deal, right? Like, get it fixed, you dude. I don't know. Do something, just fix it instead of relying on somebody else. So that's gonna be good. And I think all of these changes they're making, and this is what I want you guys to stay in the game, knowing that things are gonna get better. And I think this is something that I don't know if it excites you or you're like, whatever. But they are estimating that in the fall, we're gonna double what we did in April. So being that I was here in April and I saw Team Impact double in size and double in volume. So just to give you guys an idea, in February and March, in March we hit $1 million. No, in February we hit $1 million. In March we hit 1.5 million. April we did 3 million. So this month we're about to hit 4 million. That's insane. So imagine what they're saying, that we're gonna double. You're telling me that in the fall our team impact volume is gonna be 8 million? That's insane. And that's what they're expecting. So they're preparing the platform and the inventory to be able to handle that. And that's up to us. Like, if we all decide that, you know what, this all sucks and it's so frustrating and I don't want to do this, none of that is going to happen. It's all up to us. So we got to keep showing up and keep doing our best, because the moment all these things change even more, like even better, I can't even tell you, you guys. So stay consistent. Like a quote that I used today, keep your chin up so the crown doesn't fall, okay? We gotta be ready for it. Keep that chin up, because otherwise the crown fall. I'm serious, I'm gonna buy a crown just so I remember to keep my chin up. one from the dollar store. I mean, I'm not that fancy, okay? So, okay, so I don't want to keep you guys too long because I want to give as much time as possible to Melissa. So I want to share with you guys, Mel is awesome. I just love Melissa. She's one of my, I'm very spontaneous, very like impulsive. So one of the people that I go to all the time, I'm like, Mel, what would you say to this? Mel, what do you think of this? Because she's super wise, very calm, even though she thinks she's not that, like that. To me, she's one of those people. I am very blessed and very lucky to have a lot of my opposites in a way, you know, not that it's wrong to be impulsive, but it's good to have someone you can externalize some of the things with, right, and everything. But anyway, so Mel will tell you guys more of her story, but I want to share this Melissa Sutherland. You guys saw the little ad, right? She is a Zaya executive. She has a team now. She's leading a team of 345 reps. That's the latest I think I caught, Mel. She's about to hit lifetime volume of 60,000, even though sometimes she adds some volume through her husband's account. So she's sold more than 60,000. But she's a Zaya executive. She's awesome. She is in Florida as well. And the funny thing about Mel is this: when she joined Zaya, so I had just been a rep for a couple of months, and I had a friend who agreed to do a party, and this friend of mine disappeared. Like, we created the group, she posted, created the group, and she disappeared. We're still friends and everything, and we chat here, but she disappeared. So I created the group, added her, she added a couple of people. The next day, I think I woke up, or that Friday night, I go to bed, you know, you check your phone, like the last time you're gonna check it, and I had an enrollment. I'm like, what? I'm like, where did this person come from? Like, I haven't done anything. Like, I'm like, what? This is weird. You know, when you start a party, the party starts tomorrow. Here's the link if you want to start checking it out. But tomorrow we'll start the fun, blah, blah, blah. Well, that party never started because my hostess disappeared. But this stranger in Florida, in another city in Florida, she signed up, and she tells me, and I'll just leave that part to her. She'll tell you guys what was going through her mind, because I think it's important to the topic of today. So Mel, you go ahead, you get started. I'm gonna unmute you, and you got this. There you go. You got right. So, you know, it could be a failed party, but it's not really. It's never a failed party.
Well, that's true. That's true. That party was not a failure. So I knew it.
Uh-oh. Are we? Can you hear?
Because, am I messing up? Do I need to kick people off the internet?
Yeah, I think so. It's freezing.
Hold on.
Just scream.
Can you kick devices off the internet, please? It gets better. It only does this to me on Zoom, by the way. Facebook Live, this doesn't happen.
Really? I also have to do the same sometimes.
So I knew Paula was tenacious because I had talked to her about insanity, and I had considered getting certified, and she followed up with me. And that had been a few months before. So I knew if I messaged her and asked her questions, she would follow up with me. And I did not want her to. Because if I decided not to sign up, I didn't want anybody bugging me. So this was my third company. And so I know how it works. Like, I've been there, done that, got that t-shirt. So when I signed up, I recruited myself. I went to the join page and I read everything to make sure that when I canceled after I got the starter kit, there would be no penalties.
I do remember messaging her, And she didn't. I'm like, you signed up, how exciting. And I didn't hear from her. I'm like, what the, who signs up and not answer? Like, what the heck?
I was going to cancel. So I saw the starter kit. I felt like it was a good deal. Our starter kit was a little different back then. You didn't get to customize as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was a really good deal. And I wanted the florals and the gray grid bra. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And a few other things. And so my plan was I was going to order the starter kit. I was going to get everything and made sure it fit. And then I was going to cancel. So that was my grand plan. And I did not want Paula bugging me. So,
Aren't you glad you didn't cancel?
I am. So then I got all my stuff and I really liked it, but I had put it all on my credit card. So I decided I was going to have one party just to make some of that money back and pay my credit card bill, because I'm all about a discount and saving money where I can. And so I said I can throw a party. So I had Paula's party that she had done for her friend, and I literally copied and pasted the whole thing. I went into that party, I copied and pasted every post, and by that point I was talking to Paula a little bit, and I did add her to my party. I remember that. So, but I was like, am I doing this right? Like, what am I doing?
I don't even remember.
But I didn't want help. I just wanted to do it. And, you know, there's a lesson there. Anyone who comes to me and is a self-starter, I automatically know they're going to be a success because they're going to figure it out. And I figured it out. Like, I wasn't a rock star by any stretch of the imagination, but I figured it out. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. So if they want to be independent and they want to figure it out, let them. So I sold $2,500 my first month, which is pretty good considering we had like 2 bras and 3 pairs of leggings in stock. We had nothing.
That was the problem, right? This is nothing.
So, but when I decided that I was going to stay and that I wasn't going to cancel, I also decided that this time was going to be different because I had been in 2 businesses already. Once when I was 20, and then once more recently as a grown-up. And neither one was wildly successful for me. I felt like, not like a failure, but like I worked really hard to not make a lot of money. And so I wanted this time to be different. I knew that I was smart enough, but that there were things that I must have just been missing the mark on, because there's no way it's that hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I got online and I started Googling and I found Rank Makers. And so I joined Rank Makers. I signed up for Zaya on April 6th, and I think I joined Rank Makers like April 20th or 30th or something like that. Like, it wasn't very long after. And I started taking Ray's advice and putting into practice the things that Ray said, and not spamming my news feed and not putting Zaya everywhere. And it really has made a difference for me this time. And having someone, and you don't have to sign up for Rank Makers, this is not a pitch for Rank Makers, but having someone to learn from that is not personally invested in your success. Like, if you're on my downline and I tell you to do something, there's always that thought in your mind that it might be because it's in my best interest for you to do that behavior, whatever it is. And even if that's not the case, even if I know that it's what's going to help you the most, sometimes hearing it from somebody else who's not getting a paycheck from you, it can make a difference. And a lot of the things that Ray teaches, they're exactly what Paula teaches, but because there's not that same personal investment, like, I'm paying him to tell me what's in my best interest. So find someone that you can learn from, that you respect, and who has had success in the area that you want to succeed in. Find that mentor. Even if they don't know they're your mentor, you can learn and grow from that person. And so maybe that's Ray, maybe that's somebody like Bob Halig, maybe you need confidence, maybe it's somebody else, but whatever area it is you feel like you need growth in, find somebody in that arena to learn from. I think that is probably the most important thing I did right out of the gate, was finding that person that helped me.
Mhm.
So when I started, I did not want a team. I did not want to build a team at all. And now looking back, I realized that was almost sort of selfish, but I only posted team building posts when Paula said she had something going on and to post about it. Like, or in a party, I included it, the mandatory join my team post. But I wasn't really trying to recruit people. I wasn't trying to recruit my hostesses. I wasn't trying to get people to sign up, like not very passively, just doing the things you're supposed to do. But I wasn't actively trying to recruit because I didn't want a team. I didn't feel like I was qualified or worthy of leading a team because I had failed before. Does that resonate with anybody? You don't have to raise your hand, but but it's okay to feel that way, but you don't want to stay there, because sharing this business, sharing this opportunity, I mean, it's changed lives. It's changed lives in such amazing ways. And if I had never shared that with anyone, none of those lives would have been changed. None of those mamas would be doing what they're doing for their babies right now. And that's selfish. And so that's something that I've just really recently come to realize, is that holding that in and holding that back was probably one of the most selfish things I could have done. And it was out of fear and feeling unworthy. And we are all worthy. We all have something to share and give. And even if you feel like you don't, you have an amazing team to support and help you until you do feel like you can lead your team. That is what your upline is here for. And if your upline isn't supportive, that is what me or Paula or whoever is above them is here for. And we help each other out all the time. I talk to people constantly who aren't on my team because they ask and I answer. And I know Paula does the same. So even if you feel like you don't have what it takes to support a team right now, still offer, even if it's just to your hostesses or just to your customers that you think would be a good fit. I mean, I'm not even talking about cold messaging. That's a whole nother call. But I'm talking about the people that you interact with each day. If you feel like they would make a great rep, don't be afraid to share that with them, because I was afraid to build a team that came from a place of fear, and I stayed there for a long time. I mean, my first team member recruited herself because she loved the clothes, and she's like, hey, I want a discount, and I said, okay, here's the link. I didn't recruit her. My second one signed up and quit when I told her she had to have parties. My third one, praise Jesus, was Christy. And anybody who knows Christy knows she is a force of nature.
She came in like a rock, like a wrecking ball, right?
She really did. She did. She's amazing. So, and actually seeing her grow, and we became more like business partners than mentor, downline relationship. I grew with her. We grew up together, and watching her grow, I very much became an accidental leader because she built a team so lightning fast, it was insane. And I was running behind her trying to catch up. And so in the beginning, I was very much an accidental leader, and that's okay too. Like sometimes you get lucky and you recruit a rock star like Christy, and you either grow into it or they grow past you. And neither one is wrong. It's just where you're at in that time and space. Well, I was determined to grow into it. I was determined to grow with her, and we grew together, and we grew this amazing organization. And I couldn't be more proud of what we've done, really and truly. So when things changed for me when Christy came on, but when things really changed for me was when I went to Mini Summit in Dallas. And the only real thing I remember from that day was when Ellie Krieger stood on stage. Well, Paula made us all floss. You can't forget that. But
You
but
never
Ellie,
know what's gonna happen when Paula has a mic on.
true. It's true. But Ellie stood on stage and she said, "You can never rise above the level of your mindset." And that stuck with me, not because it was new, because it wasn't. I've heard it before. I mean, I've been reading personal development since I was 18 years old. I actually got to meet John C. Maxwell like when I was 18, like
Wow.
shake his hand.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that was a long time ago, but, personal development wasn't anything new to me, but it was something that, like, you can hear something 1,000 times and then the 1,001st time it clicks for you. And I realized that where I was really lacking was in vision and in mindset. And that if I wanted to grow and beyond being an accidental leader, that I needed to build my mindset muscle and I needed to get really serious about it really fast. And so at that point, I started diving like hardcore into personal development and really working on growing my mindset.
So Mel, what was that like?
So I started with Rachel Hollis and her journal, her Start Today journal. Now, you don't have to buy that journal. In fact, I found it really inconvenient because it doesn't lay flat. So I prefer a notebook like this. But she has on her podcast the intro to her journal. You'll just have to scroll back and find it. But she actually takes you through her exercise, which creates your vision for your future and gives you your goal statements. And it's 10 sentences that you write out every single day as if they were true.
So I have to share with you, Mel, I have that journal and I do it. I don't do it like every day consistently, but every time I fill it out is the same things. And I've actually had to remove some already that we've accomplished. Like I started it maybe 2 years ago, and it was like, I want to be a doubles I executive. I am a doubles I executive. And then I wrote like things like I lead a team of 1,000 people and things like that. And like we are debt free. So the way the journal works is you're writing as if that thing is already happening, or it already happened. So and I wrote many times, we are debt free, and we're blessed to be in a position where we've paid off a lot of debt, and we only like our debt now. I wrote also on the journal, we own our dream home, and we just purchased our dream home for now, like perfect for our family. We haven't been able to buy a house in years. We almost lost our previous house to foreclosure. So, and I'm not sharing this to brag or anything like that, just to share with you guys that powerful message that Mel is sharing with you guys. It really works. Like when you have direction and where you want to go, then the showing up for that why becomes much easier. It's no longer, oh, I have to do this party, or oh, I have to prospect or something like that. Is I want these things to happen. This is the vision that I have for my life. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. It's and whatever it takes, as simple as staying positive during difficult times. Like today in our business, it's a difficult moment. It's not the end of it, but it's it's like, what do we do? How do I handle myself during this chaos in the website? Right? So anyway.
It's true. And Veronica shared that she's been doing the journal for 45 days. Her immediate goal was director, and it just happened.
Yeah, I know. So excited. You start attracting that. Like everything just starts falling into place. So write every day 10 dreams that you want to, and it's hard. It's hard to come up with some of them sometimes. So I remember her saying something which is ironic. If you guys are familiar with her story, I am an exceptional wife. I am an exceptional mom. And I do strive to be that, regardless of whatever their family is going through. I take what has helped me and it helps me think that way, in the way that I show up for the things that I want. So thanks for bringing that up, Mel. That's powerful.
Well, it was a huge game changer for me. And I also think that when we write these things down, our subconscious, our brain works on it in the background. And we start to get ideas and we start to think differently and we start to make different choices. Like one of mine is, it's not debt free. I wanted to word it a little bit differently. I make wise financial decisions so that I can live and give in abundance.
Oh, I like that.
Because I didn't want to focus on debt. I wanted to focus on abundance.
Okay.
So I wrote it a little bit differently, but the goal is the same. Like, and I want to be able to give, like, I want to be able to give money away without even thinking about it. Like you need money, here you go. Just take it all. Like, I want to be able to do that. So, being able to live in abundance and comfort, but also to be able to give in abundance and comfort is really important to me. So that's one that I write every single day. Another one is I eat well and exercise because I love my body. So I don't want to necessarily focus on weight loss because I don't want to focus on weight. I want to focus on where I want to be, which is, a little thinner and healthier. So I eat well and exercise because I love my body is one. So, but, I got really serious after Dallas about doing these things. And I filled up my whole Start Today journal. And then I started a little spiral notebook like this one that I'm using tonight. And what I like about that is I have more room. So if I want more, gratitude, or if I want to write more goals out, or if I'm really working through something, then I have more space to write. And it doesn't matter if I go into the next page or if I take up multiple lines or whatever. I also created a digital vision board and I put it in a Google Docs so that I could look at it anytime from anywhere. So if I was struggling at work, or if I was out somewhere, or if I wanted to look at it before an event, it came with me everywhere. And you can do it on Pinterest, or you can save pictures and create a collage and save it on your phone. I am someone that I have a vision board in my bedroom. I honestly can't tell you the last time I actually looked at it, because stuff like that just fades into the background for me mentally. I don't see it anymore. But if I have it on my phone and I see it every time I pick up my phone, then it's more likely to stick in my brain. So have a vision board, but have a vision board that works for your brain. So if you need video, like, you can make a video collage of your vision board. Like, it doesn't have to be a bulletin board if that's not what works for you, but it needs to be something that you're going to look at frequently. So make a vision board of some sort. The other thing I will share is that it's okay to adjust your goals for the season in your life. So Paula actually offered to cancel this call for me tonight, which I appreciate, but I committed to being here, so I'm going to be here because my job sucks. like, let's just keep it real. Florida is like, I don't know, broken or something. It's so hot. And
Mother Nature is not happy.
It's 2020. It's the curse of 2020. Like, 2020 can just go on vacation as far as I'm concerned. But, we haven't had temperatures this hot in like 11 years, like consistently this hot with no rain.
Every day.
And I remember that because sadly that was the week my father passed away. And I watched the weather for my job. Like, anything over 95 degrees is balls to the wall, pardon my French, for our phones. Like, it's crazy town at work. We own an air conditioning company, my family does, and I run the service department. So that falls on my shoulders as far as figuring out where all the guys go and finding all their parts and the logistics of getting
and hot people are not nice, right?
People are not nice.
When they're
Like, I had
hot.
a guy
No.
yell and scream at me because his part wasn't here and his doors are swelling. And I'm like, I don't make the parts. I'm sorry. All I do is order them. I cannot make the factory make your part any faster. Oh, and all the parts are on back order because guess where everything's made? China. So,
Oh my gosh. Lots of
so
hungry
and
people.
you know, not to complain, but in the summertime, my job is challenging. The summer has been especially challenging. But when I made that decision that this business was going to be the real deal for me and I was going to sell these clothes, I committed to myself to sell $1,000 a month no matter what. I didn't set a big crazy goal of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. I mean, I've done that. Praise Jesus, I've done that. But I started this business in April. When does it get hot? May, you know? So
Hotter.
yeah, and it just gets progressively hotter. I didn't set mad crazy goals for myself. And it's summertime again. And quite frankly, even as a Zaya executive, my goal is $1,000 a month because one human being can only have so much pressure in their life. And I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up for my customers. I'm going to show up for my business. I'm not going to show up at the same level that I do in January, February, March, September, October, November, because it's just not realistic. So it's okay to adjust your goals for the season in your life. It's not, I mean, it's okay to disappear if that's what you want to do. It's your business, but it's not what I would recommend you do. I still show up, but I can't show up at the same level that I did 2 months ago. So I'm here for my team. I'm here for my customers, but I'm not trying to book 2 or 3 parties a week. So my goal in the summer months when my job is insane is 1 party a week. Show up for my VIP.
So I like that because it's so hard to restart. Like at least you know you have maybe lower production, but it's still more than what many people are doing anyway. Like not everybody's doing 4 parties a month and selling 1,000. Like it's still, even though in your mind it's low production, it's a lower production, it's still moving the needle forward in your business regardless, which is great. It's that restarting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping that creates that, like you never get to see that momentum because you're always, it's like you can't move forward because I don't even know if this makes sense, but it's like, okay, I'm starting. No, let me stop. I'm starting. Oh, something happened. Bam, stop again. But if you're going, even if you're just moving at a slower pace, you're still moving. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So yeah, totally. I have had the past months, I feel I've taken it kind of easier, but because I've worked so hard for 2 years consistently, I feel like I'm reaping a lot of the results from that. Pushing and getting to elite and so many people on the team rank advancing and all this massive growth that we had was big for me. Last month was really, I was burnt out. Not burnt out because I still showed up, but I was like, I'm just going through the motions and showing up in the minimum way possible. And still we did amazing things last month and the same thing this month. So the last 6 months, the next 6, and who knows what 2020 has in store for us, what else? But as far as our business goes, it's thriving. Like Zaya itself, the industry, the fact that people are working out more, people are wearing these clothes. For some reason, people keep going crazy about our clothes. So even if you do slow down and focus on a little less production, if you keep moving, like Mel saying, Mel, that's so great and so realistic. Mel is also a mom of 2. She has a teenage son and a 10-year-old daughter. She's 10? Oh, she's 9. I just think she's like my son's age. So she still has to go home and have a husband and have mom time and be with our kids and all that stuff. And it's in prioritizing and focusing on what really matters. And sometimes it's forgetting and putting blinders on and not paying attention to what everybody else is doing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and you know, I have girls on my team that they sell $10,000 like it's nothing. And I'm over here. My goal is to sell $1,000.
I know. I dominate it. Yeah.
You know, it's hard not to compare myself and put myself want to put myself at that level. But the reality is we have a thriving business that I am responsible to help run. And, you know, when I come home, sometimes I'm just tapped out. And so I'm committed to my business and showing up for my business, but I have to be realistic, and that's okay. But notice that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I shut down and disappear like Paula said. I have never done that from day one. I've always shown up, even if it's at a more basic level. And what I tell people if they tell me they need to take a break from their business is I say, even if you're not messaging people, even if you're, you know, on the back end, you're quiet, show up in your VIP. If you do nothing else, show up in your VIP, post new releases, post one thing every single day. Even if you sit on Sunday and schedule out a bunch of posts so that it looks like the lights are on, the doors are open, even if nobody's at the counter, the store is not closed.
Uh-huh.
Because the reality is, you know, think about like a boutique. If you were to go shop at a boutique in town and every time you pulled up, the lights were off and the doors were locked, how many times are you going to show up to that boutique and attempt to shop? Not very many. You're going to go somewhere else. You're going to go to the department store that's always open and always has the lights on. So in theory anyway, when there's no COVID, but you know, so even if your life is crazy town, just post in your VIP. If you do nothing else, don't disappear from those people, because those people have liked and trusted you enough to join your group. So that's always my advice when you know, the stuff is really hitting the fan, do that much, because then you haven't disappeared completely. You're not completely starting from scratch when you decide that you're ready to come back. And, you know, I hear people say, well, I just told them I was taking a break. Well, the reality is, if they want the clothes bad enough, they're going to find them. And if you're at least posting in your VIP and at least showing up there, you're going to retain those relationships with those people, hopefully. All right. I'm almost done. Paula had asked me to share like my non-negotiables, the things that I try to do every single day. My biggest non-negotiable is $1,000 a month. Like, that is happening. I said one night, it was like the last day of the month and I was at like $800. I was like, I'm about to grab my rack and push it down the street, sell some tank tops. Like who needs Zaya? But I've never actually had to do that. I've only threatened. But that is a non-negotiable for me.
And that when you sell 1,000, you get 8% increase in your commission. So, you know, why not? You get now, instead of commissions of 20%, you get 28%.
Right.
That's, I mean,
again,
I don't think there's any job that gives you a bonus that big ever.
And, you know, C personality over here, green, emerald, whatever personality style you subscribe to. If you don't know what that is, get with me. I'll send it to you. But I like numbers and I like facts. And then I also have a lot of red in my personality. So once I make a decision, that's just what it's going to be. So I made a decision that $1,000 was happening no matter what. And $1,000 doesn't have to be your decision. It can be 200, it can be 600, it can be 10,000. Like, you know, your number is your number, whatever number that might be. And if that's your personality, if that works for you, then set that goal And it's just going to happen no matter what. And you're going to do the work to make it happen no matter what. I actually try to have my goal met by the 15th, so that I can be there for my team, and everything else is gravy. But you know, that came with time.
Right.
So, but have a non-negotiable goal. Know where you want to end up at the end of the month. And if it takes you some time to get there, that's okay. That's what your gratitude and your visualization is for. Hey, Christy. So, write it out. I earn however much money per month. So if you want to sell $1,000 per month, I earn $280 a month, or I earn $500 a month, or whatever that might be. That's a really fun goal to have to increase, by the way. Just going to put that out there. So every time I hit it and I have to put a new number, I write it really big at the top of my journal. Like, I did it.
I know. I think that's the biggest, setting realistic goals and hitting it is the biggest confidence muscle builder.
Yes.
It's that empowers you. And then the way you show up, the way you write posts, the way you talk about the opportunity, it's just, and it may take a couple of months to get there, but once you hit it, I like to think that once I do something, there's no reason why I can't do it again.
Yeah.
Like if I get to, so my first month, there was an incentive when I first joined. It was for 3 months. For the first 3 months, if you hit 2,500 and sponsored 3 reps, there was like a cash bonus, and it was the cash bonus and the Zaya shoes. I couldn't care less about the money, even though we were dead broke. I'm like, I want the shoes. $500, sure, that's nice, but I want the shoes. I was hustling for the shoes. So the goal there was that 3x4, 2,500, 3 reps, 2,500, and since then, that's my goal every month. I don't set a goal. If I hit 2,500, I'm happy. I usually sell about 3,000, but it's like I'm so focused that it's non-negotiable and it's happening, that I show up every day thinking that it's gonna happen. Like, you know what? Like, even if it happens at the end of the month at midnight tonight, I try to put all my energy that it's gonna happen. So once you hit that goal, believe that it is possible for you to do it again and again and again.
Absolutely. So writing out my daily non-negotiables, writing out my gratitude and my goals. I try to do that every single day. If I don't get it done first thing in the morning, usually on the weekends is when that's a problem, because I roll out of bed and start doing weekend things. But I try to make it a point to sit down at some point, if not first thing in the morning, and do that, because it really does help center me and help me focus on what's really important to me. And that daily reminder makes a huge difference. I try to make sure I grow my network daily, adding either on Facebook or on Instagram new followers. I also try to shed my dead weight. So birthdays are a really great way to do that on Facebook. But anytime I come across an account that hasn't been posted on in a long time, like somebody who's not on Facebook, or they deactivated their account or whatever, having the most friends is not the goal anymore on Facebook. It's really not. You don't want dead weight on your friends list. So like one night I started going through alphabetically, and I actually found 5 people who had passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Which is terrible, but they're not posting on Facebook. And if their accounts were not turned into memorial accounts, they're hurting you. So if they're not like a family member or someone that it would be emotionally painful to unfriend that account, I unfriend them, because they're hurting your algorithm, and you're not unless they find a way to post from beyond the grave, they're not interacting with you on Facebook anymore. And so so I try to get rid of anyone who's not active, but also delete your old sent friend requests. And right now, that's a real pain in the neck because Facebook changed. It's not easy to find. You actually have to search activity log and then find sent friend requests. And it's kind of a booger to do. So I only do it like once a week, but I'll go in and delete all my sent friend requests. People who have friend requested you don't matter. They're not hurting you, but the people you have friend requested and they have not accepted do hurt you. So once a week or so, go through and delete all of those pending friend requests that you have sent that have not been accepted. That will help you reach more people. Get rid of anybody who disrupts your mojo. So I have unfriended and unfollowed a whole lot of people lately who are negative, because seeing that in my newsfeed, I get sucked into the drama. I get out my popcorn. I read every comment. 15 minutes of my life is gone. And what have I accomplished? Not a damn thing. So I'm trying to get rid of any of those people. And if there's someone special, I just unfollow. If we're not close, I go ahead and unfriend.
And the way you do it is when you see the person's, you can see the person's post. If you see something in the moment, you can click on the little triangle at the top, on the top right, and you can take action or go to their profile, and it's just one button, unfriend. Or I've had to block a couple of people just because I don't want them to be all up in my space checking out what's whatever.
It's true though. It's true. If they're taking you to a bad place and you can't turn it off, then they need to go. It's the same as when you're at a party and somebody's being really obnoxious and you go in the other room so you don't have to listen to them. It's the same thing. You're going in the other room by by turning them off, right? You're protecting your bubble. So
and also don't be that person. Like I like to think if you what the content that you're sharing is not adding value, or like if I read something, if I'm trying to I don't know how like to explain it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're always like crafting this amazing post or this article or whatever, but that somebody reads it and either they have fun or they learn something or they feel like, oh, you're going through that stuff too. It's happening to me too. I don't feel like I feel like I can relate to what you're going through. We can have a conversation together. Like things like that that what you're posting, if you ask, so what, there is an answer. If you're posting something and you ask yourself, okay, so what, and there's like no meaning to it, and then if everything is negative and it's a rant, it's like people don't like to work with people like that. People don't feel inspired to be around people like that. So I'm not saying that that's you guys, but just be mindful of what you share, what that, you know, maybe you want to share, but is it making Facebook a better place, or is it just creating like more drama or something like that?
Right. Absolutely. So my other non-negotiable, and this ties in with the $1,000 a month, is to set a party goal and ask till it happens. So if I don't have parties on the books, and I'll be honest, I have 2 right now for July. My goal is 4. But so for those weeks I don't have parties on the books, probably tomorrow night I will sit down and I will send messages and I will ask until I get those other 2 party spots booked. Because that's the way to do it. You have to ask until it happens. You can't ask 2 or 3 people and they say no and you just give up. Like you have to, if you set that goal and that goal is non-negotiable, you have to sit down and ask until it happens. And I might not get all 4 booked tomorrow night, but then I'm going to ask the next night and the next night and the next night until it happens. And the best place to start asking is in your customer list and in your VIP group. I always find people in those two places that I haven't asked yet. Because if you're consistently holding parties and consistently adding new customers, you're consistently adding fresh faces. So you always hopefully have people that you can follow up with, ask them how they liked their order, and then ask them if they would like to party with you. So, you know, that's something you want to be realistic with what you can handle, with what your schedule looks like. Like I'll pick on Christy because she just hopped on here. She probably hosts 10 parties a month. She's amazing. She is a powerhouse rep. And I am over here. My goal is 4, you know? So you pick what's realistic for you, but then you commit to it and you ask until it happens. And you make that reality.
And I think one thing that I want to create just as a vision for you guys is like, if you love to do parties and that's your thing, you can do them for the rest of your Zaya career. Like you can do it. But I also want you guys to keep in mind the Zaya requirement for personal volume for rank advancing each month for qualifications is not that high. Once you hit that lifetime that you need. So for example, I am one of the top reps in the company. I don't need to sell that much. Like I qualify for elite for my rank as far as sales go, or direct, or like whatever rank, the sales volume required for the month to qualify is not that high. Like, right? But I mean, obviously you have to hit your lifetime and you have to hit the qualification, like all the, but the personal sales, but everything happens, you gotta, to get to those qualifications, you need to have parties and you need to talk to people and you need to do the thing, right? You need to work the business. But what I'm saying is once you hit it, and let's say you have an off month, you're like something happened in your family, you like, for example, now for Mel, she doesn't need to be a party animal and sell a bajillion to qualify for her rank.
Right.
1,000 gets the job done. Personal sales. Her team has the volume, all the things, she's showing up for her team, she's doing the things. Does that make sense? I don't know. Elizabeth, you look confused. I don't know if it makes sense to you. I know your face is like, wait, what was that? But no, just when you look at the qualification charts, and I know I have mine, so wait. I don't have it here, but when you look at the qualification chart, I'm cleaning up my office and getting rid of stuff. Where did I put my charts? But when you're going for the qualification, when you're looking at what's required to qualify, here it is. Darn it. You don't need that much. So let me show you guys. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you look at this chart, look at this first column. I know it's super tiny, but it's because I want you guys to look for it on the website. So for example, the requirement of personal volume for the month to hit director is 500. Right. Not to qualify for director, you need also lifetime volume to hit it the first time, right? But let's say next month, you already hit that lifetime of 10,000. And your group has 10,000, and let's say that second or third month after you hit director, you get sick, you go on vacation, you have a busy season at work, it's tax season, you work in I don't know, in the accounting department, in taxing, whatever it is, I don't know what you people do in taxes, but but your minimum requirement is 500. Even like, it's when you get to executive that it's 600. So even if Mel right now decided, you know what, I'm not even gonna do 1,000, I'm gonna focus on 600, and her team is doing their volume that they need required for her to hit Zaya executive, she only needs $600. Like, she's pushing it. She's like, wow, I'm going for 1,000. Is that making sense?
Yep.
So that's really cool. Like, you don't have to, in the beginning, yes, you do. You do need those, I'm not a big party animal. I do focus on having lots of conversations with people throughout the day. But if you're a busy person, the more parties you do now, the more that's going to pay off in the future.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm telling you, about a year from now, you put in this work the next 6 months, parties, at least one party a week. I know it may get difficult. You may get people saying no, you may get a bad party or whatever, but that consistency, a year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, it was worth it. Because I know that a year from now, you're going to be so happy you did, because the results of a consistently showing up. If you do one party a week from now until December, gold mine. I'm telling you that for sure.
Yep, absolutely. And then the only other thing that I try to do every single day is I do try to connect with at least 4 or 5 people each day in Messenger. And that's not necessarily asking them to have parties. A lot of times lately, because I'm so busy, it's scrolling stories and leaving really meaningful comments on their stories, because then when they reply, it puts them into Messenger and now you're having a conversation. And so, a really meaningful compliment or asking a question about something that they post or doing something to get people engaged in conversation. Because number one, Facebook likes that.
Yeah.
Facebook likes that. They will show your stuff to more people if you use their features, and their hottest feature right now is stories. 75% of the traffic on Facebook and Instagram right now is in stories. So show up in stories and not just scroll. Like, you've got to comment. And if you have nothing to say, leave a couple of hearts, but try to, whenever possible, leave a meaningful comment, and ask questions and engage with people's stories, because then when they reply to you, you have an actual conversation going. And sometimes you can bring Zaya up. Sometimes they'll ask about Zaya, which is amazing. And sometimes it's just a conversation, but Facebook's going to keep showing your posts to those people. So when you post your amazing outfit of the day, they're like, oh, hey, I saw that. I know who that is. I like that outfit. Let me talk to her. So that is like my speed connecting right now. But whether you do it that way or you do it the old-fashioned way, you want to get in people's inbox whenever possible and have those conversations and connect meaningfully, because it does make a difference. Stacey Walsh is on this call. She built her business to senior director pretty much in incognito, in Messenger, in conversations with people.
Stacy. Undercover agent.
Doesn't post. How is she doing this? It was all in Messenger.
Like, I don't see any posts. I don't see anything.
So, yes. And so I love being able to shout out my peeps. But those one-on-one conversations are gold. And if Facebook wants us to use stories, if stories is where it's at, then that's where we need to be showing up. So really forming great relationships with people, connecting with people one-on-one in a meaningful way is going to take you really far. And it doesn't always have to be business. Now, I don't recommend building rapport for 25 years. But if it's someone you don't know anything about them, you don't know if they're your target audience, really, that's a good way of starting a conversation and getting to know them without spamming the hell out of them, So that's what I got. Those are my non-negotiables. And now,
let's recap. So $1,000 non-negotiable, right? Those are non-negotiable. So daily, she's focused on that 1,000. Right? Mindset wise, it's 1,000, no matter what.
It's gonna happen no matter what.
The journaling, right? Journaling, adding new people on Facebook and Instagram, adding new people. So that's friend requesting people that you look at their profile, you're like, ooh, I want to be their friend type of thing.
Right. Right. Or
Um,
getting them to follow me on Instagram by interacting with them. So I like a couple of things, leave a meaningful comment, follow, and then see if they follow me back. And that can take a couple days to see results from. But if they don't follow me back, then I may go unfollow depending on how interested I am in what they post.
okay. And then cleaning up your Facebook friends list every day. A great way is that connection through birthday messages. Facebook basically tells you, hey, message these 3 people today, because it tells you whose birthday it is. And take advantage of that. Let's say those 3 people, you go look at their pages, and if they haven't posted anything, or look at what they're posting. Maybe they're your friend from high school and you've never really chatted with them, and you've sent them a birthday message for 3 years in a row and they never reply. I think they're not your friend.
All they post is Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Candy Crush. They're
Imagine. Oh my
probably
God.
not a meaningful interaction.
Are we revealing our age here? Oh goodness. But yeah, so look, I mean, if it's been a couple of times and they're not replying to your birthday message, like, do you even want to be their friend anyway? I'm like, oh, you know what, bye. Cleaning up the friend list, setting a party goal, and I like that, ask until it happens. So if your goal is 4 parties or 5 parties or 10 parties, like our Christy beast over here, then do it until it happens. And I know Christy is the same way, whether it's 4 parties or 10 parties, whatever your goal is, don't stop, ask until it happens. She's laughing. And then the last one, connecting with people every day, 4 or 5 connections every single day. I would just add that I know you do is posting in your VIP group. That to you, yeah. I know it's non-negotiable. At least once a day, I know you show up in that group.
And I'll admit, I feel like I am neglecting my VIPs right now. And I'm showing up, but because I'm not showing up at the level that I'm used to, I feel like I'm neglecting them. But if you know you have a crazy psychotic week, sit down on Sunday, think about what you're going to post for social media for the week on your page. Like, you can plan that out. Businesses plan. So I know on Wednesday on my profile, I'm going to post something fun in the morning, and I'm going to post about new releases in the afternoon. Like, that's my plan for tomorrow. But I also know in my VIP group, I'm going to do an engagement post early in the morning to get eyes on my page, and then new releases in the afternoon. Like, think ahead and have an idea of what you want to post. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole separate training.
I know, I was going to say. And what she refers to as engagement post, if you don't know, so I'm totally revealing my secrets here, not secrets, but strategy. Today, I don't know if you follow my Facebook, I posted a coffee post and it says cold or hot. That's an engagement post, and there's a lot of answers on it. A lot of them are, I know it's a lot of my team, and it's not just meant for the, but then I'll go through the comments and I'll go through the likes and I'll build a list. Like, I see who's there that I haven't interacted with, that's not already a rep or a customer, and I'll message them, or maybe it's a customer and I'm like, it's kind of like it's like creating a list on Facebook without going through the names of friends and things like that. And then another one, for example, is I posted pictures of me and my daughter. So what happens, people love complimenting kids. Like, I compliment other people. That's something that I do all the time. If I see other people posting pictures of their kids, I'm always complimenting them. I know if I'm sharing a picture of my kids, I want to brag about my kids.
Yeah.
And that always, I feel like those pictures, if you have a puppy, if you have a cat, if you have, I don't know, something, we got to understand that Facebook is a place where people don't come for shopping. They get bombarded with ads and things like that, but people, unless it's a group and people are going into your group and they know that that's your shopping group, people don't necessarily go on Facebook because they're looking for leggings. They may see something and be like, oh, I like that, I want it. So we're showing it, but we're not necessarily advertising for it directly. Just like, oh, I love this outfit or something like that. So a way to create engagement is, and you could even Google engagement posts for Facebook, direct sales, engagement posts, things like that, and you'll find so many great ideas. The coffee one is, I love coffee. I'm always talking about coffee. So it was like a no-brainer, but it could be a this and this or that activewear or whatever. Would you prefer the beach or snow or whatever? Like there's so many posts on Google. Google is amazing when it comes to that. So, oh yeah, Chrissy, try especially on Wednesdays. And that's something that I picked up from Mel. I'm like, every Wednesday morning, she posts something that asks some kind of question to create engagement. Yeah. So I know you guys have any questions for Mel or for me, if you need. Dun, dun, dun.
We need the Jeopardy theme song.
To go for it. Meredith
has a question. Do you know how to unmute?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm not sure if I have a question, actually. I just wanted to say hi. I'm really brand new. I haven't even done my launch party yet because I'm scared. And I'm scared of social media because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I've been delaying and delaying and delaying. But I have my first party scheduled. My launch is scheduled for next Monday.
Okay.
And I'm about to post in my VIP group that I just created to get myself going. So what do I need to know? What are your words of encouragement for a newbie here? A scared newbie.
But anyway, you're going to be scared. And that's the thing. Like,
I'm scared.
Doing this Zooms was scary in the beginning. Like,
yeah,
leading like all these things are scary, and
yes.
I'm not gonna say okay, do this and you're not gonna be afraid. No, be afraid and do it anyway, but try to think, I'm not afraid, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. Try to change the message of what you're telling yourself. You're not you're excited, you're excited about this, and that feeling in your gut is like, I am excited. And I tell you, it may not be your best party yet, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna be a successful journey. It's like some parties do great, some parties don't do super great, but what you have to focus is in continue to grow your network. This is your first one. You're going to launch it. You're just telling people that you're starting this and you're excited and why you're excited. And people will want to check it out. And just know that there's plenty of people out there still that don't know of this brand. And you're going to be that person that plugs them in and connects them and creates that brand awareness for them. And these light on tights are life-changing. Bomber bras are life-changing.
So life-changing.
Yes. So focus on that. You're not nervous. You're not afraid. You're excited. You're excited.
I am excited.
Yeah, that's it.
I am very excited, but there's a list of 50 unknowns that are coming at me at once, and I'm old. I'm not social media savvy. This is all brand new for me. My daughter has told me 10 times already how to do a post on Instagram, how to put in my story, how to do all this stuff, and I can't retain it. It's hard for me, so I'm trying. I am excited.
I would say focus on one platform first. Yeah. If you're more familiar with Facebook, ignore Instagram. Focus on Facebook first. If you're more familiar, if your people, where are your friends? Where's your audience? Are they on Facebook? Focus on Facebook first. Get the hang of Facebook.
I'm not sure.
Uh-oh.
But if I was going to do my launch, how would I do that? It would have to be on Facebook. So I'm going to forge ahead on Facebook. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, get your mind in the right place and get your mind focused on the Facebook party. So think of who can you invite, the people that you can add. You have plenty of days from now until Monday to
Yes.
reach out to as many people as you can and tell them, hey, I am so excited. I want to share this news with you. I joined an activewear company. I'm super pumped. Who's your daughter?
My daughter?
Yeah. Is she also a Zaya rep?
Oh no, she's 16.
Oh, okay, okay.
No.
Oh, I have a daughter 16 too. Okay, so just share why you joined. There's a reason why you joined. Something
Yes.
made you say, I want to do that. Tell them why. And you say, hey, I am super excited about this new journey. I joined this activewear company. The clothes are amazing. I believe you're going to love them. If you're open to taking a look at what they are, I'm having a party that kicks off next week. This is the link to the group, or you can ask them, would you like me to add you to the group? And you start up. Some people may say no, say, okay, no big deal, no problem, bye Felicia, keep going. Because you're gonna find no's, and I want you to be prepared for that.
I am.
I'm not gonna say everybody's gonna be so sweet and
I
so
know.
happy for you, and they're gonna be
I
like,
know.
oh my God, yes. I mean, if you have
Yes.
all nice friends like that, that's amazing.
No,
But-
I'm surrounded by Peloton people. Everybody uses their Peloton money to buy Peloton clothes and Lululemon and
oh no, then
Nation. I'm surrounded by money and
those are the
entitlement.
people those are the people that you need to invite. Like this, you need to add
They
them.
say no.
No, they're gonna say yes.
They already said no to doing parties with me because of their Peloton dollars.
Then they need to sign up and sell Zaya because they
I
need
think
to
so
pay
too. I'm gonna work them over.
No, just keep sharing. And maybe even, you know what, I would look for the Zaya marketing group and ask in the group. And like, this is great. Like, I need pictures of people in bikes wearing Zaya, please share. And that's what you're gonna hit them with in your stories, like,
That's
and
a
make
great
a
idea.
collage and be like, look at all my friends from my company riding their bikes with their nice Zaya clothes.
That's a good
Nobody
idea.
wants to sit on the $4,000 bike with Walmart leggings. That doesn't make sense.
That's true.
Yeah, so you know
It's true.
show, and that's the thing. It's not. Who was I talking to today about this? It's identify the person and how can you offer them value? How can you satisfy a need that they have? And it's that, like,
it's true.
if you're buying a Peloton bike or a Peloton treadmill or things like that, it's more of the name, because you can buy a cheap bike and it's still gonna work.
Yes.
It's the name. It's the brand thing. So for them, there are people that want high quality. There are people that want to feel good. They want the whole thing. You want the whole package, right? So
I agree. 100%.
yeah.
Yes.
No, you're
I'm
fine.
ready.
And we're here to help you. Kaylin
Thank
is
you.
amazing. That's your upline is also Tracy, and I'm here. You have like 4,000 people here to help you. So don't worry about it.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
The same goes to everybody. You have like lean into the community. Lean into the community. Ask in the group. Ask in the group. The best thing. So sometimes you guys ask me a question, like ask in the group, not because I don't want to answer to you, but because I may not have the best answer, or I may not think of the best ideas. And when we all work together, we all benefit from that contribution. So Mel, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, especially because even though I knew you were overwhelmed and it was a rough, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks, you said, we're doing this. So thank you so much, you guys. Let's go. I know it's the end of the month. We got to wrap this puppy up. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. I'll post the recording. I'll share it. And next week, we have a very special guest. Mel, you were talking about collaboration and speaking with other people, even not on our team. I just booked Tinley Bone to speak on our next Tuesday call. She is a energy beast, and they do a lot of parties. Their focus, so they're sisters, right? They're part of our team. Yeah, we're gonna have Tin Lee speak on Tuesday because I'm speaking on her team call on Thursday. She asked me to help them out with recruiting. So I'm like, let's bring you over here to this side. Let's bring you over to the dark side and help us with parties. So you see, she doesn't benefit from me. I don't benefit from her. We're not on the same team specifically under each other, but we help each other. She's like super excited to hang out with us. So that's gonna be Tuesday next week, 9 p.m. We're gonna work parties this month like it's nobody's business. Put a party on it. Let's go, team. Bye, guys. And get this shirt. It's so cute. Bye.